That's cute. Alright, we got the fan going. We got the fan blowing right onto the camera. Let's see if we can turn that a little bit. So it's a little less on the camera. A little more on me. Alright. Let's fucking bangarang some steel. Oh, this is gonna be big. That's gonna be something big. Gonna eat a piece of pizza, 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 pizza. We have one person. One person. Welcome in, everybody. We just got the forge lit. Pop a little monster. And work on turning this big old hunk into something. Bless my soul. Hi, Jackie. You know, I also want to take, so I've got a bunch of these offcuts. Is it even hot? Yeah. So I've got big chunky offcuts like this. This is ADCRV2, which is really good steel. And make some knives out of them. So I've got this one. These went back to the water jet days. So that's a 1/4 inch thick chunk, 3/8 inch thick chunk. And we're gonna make some stuff out of scraps. supposed to be there. All right, so step number one on this piece is we need to undo the whale tail on it. We're gonna make knives. We're making knives today. Making knives every day. Knives is what I do. Making big knives too. All right, let's go ahead and start a handle transition. So at least I have a better idea of what I'm gonna do with this big old piece. All right. Let's just start out with something simple. Or towards the elemental knife, the elemental chopper. Chow, chow! Gonna unfish this little tail piece here. Probably cut this off. I don't need this like it is. What if I can cut it off on the grinder? Come on. That belt is gonna frickin' snap. Come on. Good. Put it in a not so aggressive spot. One piece has become two. What am I doing? I was grinding a bunch. And now I've got a couple pieces in the forge, and I'm going to straighten out this little chunk. And make it less whale-tailed. Just to get it straighter so that I can turn it into something else. And we're gonna make some knives. Gonna make some knives. I'm gonna swing all around so you can see the power hammer. We're gonna do some power hammer work now. Because everyone likes the power hammer. That's when all of the views show up. These are inch and a quarter, or an inch and a half. Those are 2 inch. Come on now. power hammer does the trick. Let's swing it back around so you can see the anvil. Turn that into a little tail, and now we can grab on with a different set of tongs. We're going to work on flattening that out into a usable piece of material. Put some more pizza in my face. All right. So shaping the steel right now. Here's the notch where I'm going to start the handle. Here's the back fin. So now I'm going to lengthen the blade out as much as I can, while trying to keep some thickness in the back of it. Take this piece under the power hammer real fast. So I'm going to slowly work that piece until it becomes big enough to actually make a knife out of. That's just an old scrap chunk from when I water jet a bunch of knives out a long time ago. nice, very nice. Turn you so you can actually see the power handle work a bit more. Hot tamale! All right, I think I see something. I think I know where I'm heading now. Oh, come on. Stop that. That blade has no more teeth. That is still a very chunky piece. I'll hold off on that for a minute. Because I see multiple angles of attack on it, but I don't know exactly which one I want to take just yet. All right, here we go. This is gonna be wide. All right, you know what? I think we just proceed with an attack on this. Try to flare out some handle in that. See if we can get that little piece to flare out more. Use the big top as the blade. 3/4, 1 inch, inch and a quarter, inch and a half. Well, how's everybody doing today? My 3 people. Oh, my microphone is on backwards, I think. Let's put it facing out now. There we go. Alright, I'm going to forge down the tip of this some more. That's a better shape for what we want now. Oh. They found a different place that was closer to where they're working right now.
Only rent a house I know, except for Jeff. His people, I think, are happy with him. The guys that cut the grass, which is the first.
Pardon me, I gotta fuel up. All right, here we go. Might be time to clean up right around the handle. So, big chunk of steel. Currently trying to get the preform appropriately so when I start drawing out the edge bevel, it doesn't kick way far back. Because I want a forward hanging curve to give it more chopping power. And this little piece I'm currently trying to do is upset it so I can have more material right here at the base of the handle. I think that's pretty much going to be it. I don't think I'm going to get any more out of that. All right, so now I'm going to curve it the other direction, start setting a handle separation in it. I should be able to go pretty far up because there's a lot of meat in there to make the blade out of. I'm going to clean up this handle transition area a little bit. Flatten all that out. Give it a little power hammer kiss. I'm going to use my press fixture. I just have to find it. There it is. Pardon the wobble, but you're like right in the direct flow of the air. We'll bring it closer. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set it. The handle's going to be this way. The blade's going to be this way. I'm going to use this to really exaggerate that transition point between the blade and the handle. Grab this piece, correct its curve. Start the separation of blade and handle on that. Okay. I gotta come out, I gotta flip it around, grab it this way, press goes on, right there in that little nook, and just, whoop, you gotta hit it dead straight or else it doesn't work. Just enough there. All right. Okay. Now back into the fire we go. Back in the saddle again. I can never see how many. Oh, there's nobody in here right now. Okay, that's fine. Oh, back in the saddle again. Definition of tang. So here, I got the tang separated now. So blade, tang, still very thick. So now I can draw out the blade to length. Give it a little more preform while I do that. We're going to work the middle. Basically right now what I'm doing is I'm fullering it in the middle using the rounding side of the hammer. What that's really doing is it's pushing metal in every direction, so I'm getting width and length at the same time. And what it's going to start doing is kicking that blade. The tip is going to rise a bit more, so later I'm going to have to come back and correct that too. But that is what I'm looking for. All right. Now I got to correct this piece here. Okay. This actually kind of have a pretty robust tip. So I want this to be wide. Might be time to play myself some music. How you doing, folks? What's going on, folks? We are here forging blades. Working on a big chopper and a little hunter right now. I say little hunter, but you know, my normal size knife is like this big. Big knife. Got a lot of material to move still. But here we are. It's a beast already. I'm trying to make it wider. So I got about a 9-inch blade on it right now. I'd honestly like to get to 10-inch. And it's about 2-inch wide at the heel. Not quite 2.5 in the belly. So I'm gonna keep trying to draw this section of the blade, so up top here, and really like, I want a recurve section to a big belly up top and leave a lot of the meat on the back end, because it's still thick. It's still a very thick blade. And that's what I want for a big chopping knife. And this is my little hunter I'm working on. Much more regular sized knife. And I'm trying to really keep it a lot, also like really tip heavy in this, because this is a commission that someone has every intention to use as a skinning knife. Now I don't make a lot of skinning knives because I don't do skinning, so I gotta like really pay attention to what other people say in this matter about what they want in a skinning knife. So I've got a little one over here that the guy liked, and I'm gonna make it kind of the same size. It's just gonna be slightly bigger. So it's gonna have a wider belly on it, or wider blade. So I gotta get a little more length on it, a little more belly. And that's, I guess, true on both these right now. All right, gonna keep on going. Try not to burn out super quick either. If you guys have any questions, feel free, throw them in the chat. All right. All right. Where'd that template go? Oh. So this is the template that I normally try to work towards. The difference on this one right now is I'm going to make this section straight instead of having another curve in it. So we're going to have a little bit of recurve to a big belly to a really stout pointed tip. I'm going to put that under the press next. Whew. All right, back to the big knife. After this, I'm going to have to switch to one knife at a time. I figured, I was like, oh, I'm getting started. I'll be able to keep myself going on two knives. Totally fine. Whew. Thing is toasty though. I'm liking that. That looks pretty good. I just want to work on the tip of it though. I'm gonna pull my tray out so I can get just the last couple inches of that one warmed up. right, I'm just gonna start cleaning up that line. It's still got like this S in the back of that wedge. All right, it's about the same blade length now, but definitely wider, so that's good. All right, I need to step down this tang area because I think this is going to be a hidden tang knife. So all the upsetting that I did before, I don't really need. How's it going, guys? Welcome to the show. Alright, that looks pretty good. So here we are. Let me know what you guys think of that. That's pretty much, I still would like this to be a harder angle, and probably what I'll do is just grind up and take out some of this nub to shorten that just a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just live with the way it is. But sometimes you just gotta grind it out. You can't forge it out, but that's a really well forged to shape blade. And it's probably about an 1/8 inch on most of the edge, little thicker up towards the tip. But I don't think I want to try and draw that out anymore. This is what my teacher calls dinking with it. And at a certain point, you gotta quit dinking. All right, I need to planish though. I need to smooth everything out and then work on the handle. All right. All right, that's a start of a hidden tang, not a very good one. So I'm definitely gonna clean that up still. All right, so what I wanna do is I don't wanna get the knife as hot anymore while I planish. So this is all about light hammer blows and just correcting areas. I don't want to move more metal now. I want to smooth metal. And across the entire knife. So I want to get that angle of bevel right. All right. Now I definitely got to center everything. Whew. All right, time to do something about the handle. Let's set that down for now, though. So I want a flat spot that comes up the blade just a little bit. I think I'm gonna continue to hammer that blade and get it nice and smooth. See how smooth I can get that transition from where the choil starts, that the transition from where the blade enters the tang on this knife. And then I'm going to probably have to forge the bevel out a little bit more if I want this to have any good forge texture on it. All right. It's looking pretty glassy. That's definitely got the blade length to it now that the other one had. I put things in places and then I immediately forget. There it is. Oh yeah, we definitely have the length exactly where we wanted it. Let's not touch the hot spot. Okay. So now I just want to clean it up a little bit more in the profile. I could probably leave it right where it is and just grind the rest to shape. Probably for the most part, that's where it's going to be. Gonna tap it in. A little more bevel. Yeah, we're gonna just bevel that. Whew. Somewhere I've got a file guide to one of my boxes. I don't use it often. It's a little cruddy. Have to use that later. All right. All right. Hi, everybody. Favorite Only Forged channel. Thank you, Risa. Beveled this. Oh man. I need to. That's pretty good. All right, I guess I gotta straighten it out a bit. You gotta take it to the press, give it a couple squishes in a few different directions, and then from there, I'll have to squish the tang again. Okay. Now we're going to squish the tang. I love tang. I love Wu-Tang, Pootie Tang, Knife Tang, good old astronaut orange tang. Oh, it's freaking hot. Ugh. OMG tang. All right, there's the other step down. Tang and my tang. Dramatic camera change. I have such a high-tech setup. Zero camera wobble. That's still hot. All right. I gotta squish the middle of that handle now to make it more, it's got so much meat in it, and it's such a divine bump right here. So I'm gonna smash that bump down and then draw it out more. Probably chop off the butt. So much more we ask ourselves. conquer. We were bent and broken. Just killing blades. Yeah, I do have a Cash App. Pretty sure it's just Wayward Rogue. Yeah, so I do have Cash App. It is just Wayward Rogue, no the. If for some reason you feel like you want to send me something, but I ain't here asking. I'm just doing this for fun today. Sorry, I had to double check something. I'm just burning up these little blades. They're not meant to do what I'm making them do. I really need to just buy some more blades. Oh. We're gonna get the hot cut out and hot cut off a chunk of this pommel because I definitely don't need all that. Then I ain't got the blades to keep cutting hot metal like that. Whew. All right. Choppy, choppy. Here's a little stubby now. I'm gonna lengthen that. So try and get a few more inches out of the tang now. Well, maybe not a few more inches, but something. Let's grind some profile on this real quick. Cool it off a second. Oh, blew the breaker. Good times. Mm-hmm. Ah. Cool. Clean that off now. Oof. All right. Now we get to smashing the handle. All right, so here's the little one. Definitely going to draw the tang out some more because it's thicker back here than it is up here. So I'm going to draw it out, taper it down. That'll give me the more length to it. I need to grind the profile in appropriately, but I also don't have good belts here. So I'm going to give it just a cursory shaping so I can get it straight. Apparently can't bog it down while it cranks up. My janky wiring. Remember, kids, it always needs a good flared base. Let's see if Teresa's paying attention. right. Whew. Do I have a fresher belt? Because that one is very worn. But everything I have here is very worn. See, parts of it are sharp, just not all of it. All right. It's definitely got some wobble to it. And some cracks in the tip. It's like crack. Oh no, it's not a crack. It's just a hair. All right. So got to do some correcting. All right. First, let's work on this handle. Yeah. All right, gonna clean the handle up now. It's a fork knife dance. I dig that. I just gotta get it straight and taper the tang down. So probably what I'm gonna do is heat it up, put it back under the press, flatten it as best as I can that way, bring it to the vise, recenter everything. That's looking pretty good. It's about where we really want that to be. Slap it up on this template. It's not the same blade proportion. This has got about 1.5 inches more of blade. The handle has a deeper swell in the pommel. I might be able to get that, but that's not, this is just a guideline. So really I wanted to look at like the handle length the interior, and that's pretty close. Shape that interior of the handle a little bit more. Then maybe see if I can bell that bottom out a little bit more. I gotta have to let that cool down a minute so I can grab it. See if I like it. Whew. Did you guys see where I put the other knife? There it is. 2 hours in. Don't tell me what to do. Who do you think you are? I did that because I wanted to. So lovely, 84 degrees, 87 degrees outside. There's no telling what it is inside right now. Oh no! I dropped my medal. Whatever will I do? Maybe I'll show you guys this hunk. So, here's this hunk of lopsided metal. It's 1/4 inch thick, ADC RV2. I'm going to try and turn it into something else. Gross? What's gross? I didn't do nothing gross. You're gross. Oh, the heat. Yes, in fact, yes. Very, very hot. That's why I have this massive fan over here. Forgive me for being so defensive. What do you mean? I'm not gross. I ain't do nothing. I really don't know how to do hidden tangs. I'm bad at this. I think I'm just gonna have to like hammer it as much as I can and then grind it the rest of the way. All right. I just need it to go the opposite direction a little bit. Whew. You know what? Never mind. You are gross. You touch goat titties. You grope goat titties. All right, cool. Let's see how did I do on the handle. So here we go. This is all forged, no grinder so far. Handle is a little tight. Like fits me pretty well, but that's, test subject of one. So I'm going to try and forge this out a bit more to open some space up because I like the curve that it's got. That's what I want for my choppa, 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 choppa. In reverse grip works real well. What are you laughing at? Nah. Let that sit in the vise. Keep smashing on this piece. You know, I think we just call that done. That's like the perfect size and shape. It's massive, in fact. Oh. I phrased that exactly how it was supposed to be. You missed the comment earlier about having a good flared bottom. You're off lollygagging doing something. Not paying attention. Are we not doing phrasing anymore? All right, we now have it pseudo bar shape. We should start forming a tip onto it. A point, we should form a point. Children. All right, now I want to work on bringing a bit of the curve back to it. Because as I worked it out longer, it kind of straightened back out. So now I want to make it back into that exaggerated curve. I'm going to do this heat on both knives, and then I'm going to go out, get some more water. All right, set that down. I wanna go all the way. Better than the song I'm listening to. This one just reminds me of it. I wanna go all the way. Yeah. Time to go refill some water. Whew. All right. Yeah. I'm missing a part of this. That's not good. Ugh. Mother. Oh, good Lord. These things are not made for me. I am not a jig kind of person. Ugh. My shirt got all sloped up. I also don't think I'm supposed to be using this on ceramic belts. I should probably also have like flats on the blade, and I don't. All right, so it's got sort of a shoulder. Alright, now I need to flatten this and true it all up. So, in you go! Get in there. Is this thing cooled off? It's not exactly cold. Oh, dude, this handle's like huge now. Oh, this song is super edgy. Oh, it's motionless in white, no wonder. So edgy. Oh, witness my brutality. I need a piece of chalk so I can see my edge actually. Let's see. You know what? That actually looks really good. You know what? And that's not too bad. I got enough room on the bottom for someone else's hand. I can't make everything for my hand because not everybody's hands are like mine, so now I just gotta clean this up on the grinder later, but it feels pretty good. I'll straighten that one out in a bit. Go ahead and get this back in the fire. I really think I need to change the breakers out in this, because I overload them pretty easily when they shouldn't. You didn't even have anything else going on, man. Ugh. Bum, bum, bum. All right, let's get back to forging. Dilly-dallied enough now doing other stuff. We don't know you. I hate when spam callers like turn off my music. It's a good wide blade. It's hefty. It's got a decent width to it. Good thickness. It's got some spots I gotta work out back here though, from some overstriking. You gotta pay attention to that. Sometimes I get overzealous and mess that up. Well, that has the potential of changing some geometry. Well, I guess we just gotta wing it and see what happens. Unfortunate. Alright. So I need to planish this big blade a little bit more. Let's try out this hammer. I haven't used it in a while. Might be better for planishing. I was so happy with the way this was going. Alright. Let's just correct this spine area here. Flattened it better. But it could be better. Gotta make it better. Better. Bread and butter. All right. Okay. Looks pretty good. Back to dinking with it. moderately respectable. Just trying to center all the material now. It's blowing up my skirt. Oh! This is the dinking part where we just keep moving stuff every little bit of time. Yeah. This spot is still high. Don't mind me just flopping blades everywhere. Ah! Dagnabbit. Well, I'm gonna have to put some more heat to it now. That's all that is. It's just not moving right where I want it, which is frustrating to no end. Come here, little guy. lot of grunting. That one cool off now. Get to forging this other one. Bum, 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 bum. Got to a slow point there. Trying to like get really good at just having it right where I want it without having to do a bunch of grinding. It is not very easy. Trying to get this one right where I want it to. That looks pretty good. All right. Back onto this little sucker here. Cool off. Cool off. I gotta inspect you better. Just sitting there for a bit. Send it too far down in there. All right, that looks better. Good. He's got the choppy. Kind of get dramatic on this one. Oh, you know, we're about to hit hour 3. I think I'm about to call the live stream. And just go back to forging in my own zone. I'm gonna take another little lunch break. This is like 2 o'clock, 2:30. Oh. Oh, how's it going, folks? Having an easy peasy shop day. Hammer out a few cool little knives. Got a little Hunter Skinner going on. I'm trying to do a horn handle on this one. I just gotta find a good piece of horn. I think I like that. That's gonna be good. Compared to its predecessor, about the same blade length, a little bit more blade width, which I think is good. Chunkier feeling. We like that. just wanted to bring some more drop into the back of this handle. See, it's got a little scoop and hook. There's the big old blade to start the day. That's a knife. Good sized chopper. Could do some work. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, see? Yeah. I think with this one, I'm just really going to focus on this handle before I move on to the blade. Now I got to decide what to work on next. After this one, do I do another scrap piece or should I just grab a decent piece of steel? What's in here? Do what Diddy leaf spring. Maybe we'll turn that into something next. Though I should probably keep making like little knives like this, little hunter knives, because no one buys like big choppers all the time, which is a shame, because everybody should have a big hunter, or sorry, a big chopping knife. Sooner or later, everybody will realize how cool it is. All right, decent little handle section there. Start working on the blade. All right, where are we at? 2 minutes and 53 minutes. 54 minutes. You can keep it going just for a bit longer. Keep hydrating. I find a good stag crown to make this handle out of. More heat. Tongs. Let me see those tongs. Baby. baby. Those tongs, tongs. La 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 la. Ooh. I am not Martin Huber. We're not going to say it. We're not going to say it. Maybe this is like a little paring knife. Ugh. The joints. It's like a pool. Just need to go relax in the pool for a bit. It's losing heat fast. Well, I'm not using the right tongs anymore. Phew. All right, I'm getting tuckered out. I'm gonna hop off the stream now. Take myself a break, eat some food, let the muscles rest. So thanks everybody for coming and hanging out. We got 2 knives forged, the third one on the way. Dinked around quite a bit. I appreciate everybody coming in, stopping by, saying hey. And we will see you on the next one, guys. Catch you later.